Hey, it's Joel. It's 2018. It's time to actually start up the Spotlight series again. And on this Spotlight, it's not a channel this time. This Spotlight is actually a person. This person is Sean Connolly, my editor, my brother from another mother, and my friend. Sean does a wonderful job turning whatever I throw at the camera via audio and video into these wonderful videos that get published to YouTube and you all hopefully enjoy. We employ a proxy workflow where everything I record gets rendered into a format that is smaller in size so it can be transferred easier over the internet. Sean takes that and creates the story of the video. Once that's done, he gives me the project file back. I render it, I upload it, I assign it a thumbnail, I give it metadata, I do the rest of the publishing. The heart of the matter is Sean is a magician.
You're a wizard, Harry.
And he gets a lot of questions on how he edits the videos. So he prepared a little video for you all. He's gonna show you how he uses Adobe Premiere Pro to do the time-lapse segments you see in my videos, where sometimes the audio is at the right speed and the video is moving forward, or he does the push-ins or the zooms or whatever. So you're gonna learn a little bit. It's a technical video, and if this isn't for you, don't worry. This is a Spotlight video, and so the next video will be about me probably printing Pokemon. We'll get back to that, but for now, here's Sean, and he's gonna show you something.
Hey guys, I'm Sean, Joel's editor, and today I wanted to go over a couple of the ways that I kind of spice up Joel's time lapses in his videos. A time lapse is a great way to convey a ton of information in a short amount of time. However, once they start playing, they kind of get a little boring after a while. So one of the techniques that I use is it's just a simple push in while the time lapse is playing with some music underneath. Sometimes I'll keep sound effects in as well to enhance that experience. And the second one is actually using voiceover clips from the video to kind of illustrate what's going on in the time lapse as it's happening. So in order to show you how to do this, let's hop into Premiere. Once you're in Premiere Pro and you've opened the timeline and you're at the point in which you want to start your time lapse, the first thing you want to do is hit the C key, and that will bring up the blade tool. The blade tool is going to make a cut whatever you hover over in the timeline. So if you want to cut both the audio and the video, you can do so by holding the Shift key, and that will cut everything on that line. Next, what you're going to want to do is you hit the V key to go back to the regular cursor and find where you want to end your time lapse. I've already done that. I just extend out the timeline here. I've already done that further down the line right here. Once you've made the cuts where you want your time lapse to end, go ahead and hit the R key, and that will bring up your rate tool. I'm gonna go ahead and hit the minus key to zoom out so that I can see the entire clip that I want to adjust. And then I'm just gonna click and drag the video source, which is the only thing I wanna adjust on this. You could also do the audio, about to where I think the time-lapse should end. You're going to notice here that things are out of sync. It's because they are out of sync, but we don't need the audio, so we can just hit the delete key and get rid of it. Now I'm going to hit the plus key to zoom back in to where my line is here. Now we can play this back, and it goes much faster than it would have. However, we're zoomed in here because we are working on a 4K timeline, so let me just go ahead and come up to the effect controls and zoom back out to 50%, and then reset the position to where it should be. Great. So we've got this. And it's much better so far. However, I think I'm going to shorten this even more, and I can do that and get exact with it if I wanted to by right-clicking on the video clip I want to adjust, click on speed duration, and then I know I want this to be about 19,016%, which is what I had it in the original video. And now this is the full time lapse here as we go through. However, just a simple push-in can help that quite a bit. So if we hit the up key, it'll take us back to our nearest edit. And what I'm going to do here is in the effect control panel, if you don't have this panel for whatever reason, you can just come up here to window and then click on effect controls. I've already got it, or hit Shift 5. I'm going to make a scale keyframe here so that I can scale it up over time. Hit the down key, and that'll take me to the next closest edit, and then hit the keyframe key here, and then adjust this to about 60%. So we're working with 4K footage, and I've scaled everything down to 50% in order to fit on a 1080p timeline. That's why you're seeing 50% here and not 100%. So as we go through, now we're zooming in a bit as the time lapse is going through, and it's just a bit more engaging. The last thing we're going to do is obviously we're going to add an audio track, and I've already edited one for the video, so we're just going to drop that in. So I will go ahead and hit Control V here, and that's our audio track for this timeline. And now let's see what this looks like.
To time lapse this all too. Here we go.
All right, we're getting a little bit of slowdown there, a little bit of chugging as the computer's catching up, but you get the idea. That's one way to improve your time lapses just through a simple zoom in and rate tool adjustment. Another tip for this technique is to actually include some sound effects from the original video. However, in order to do that, the first thing you have to do is separate your audio from your video. Simply click and drag, right click, and click unlink. Then simply bring up the blade tool and cut around the sound effects that you want to keep. Delete everything else you don't need. So in the second time lapse of the wine rack video, I actually used this technique to keep in the sanding sound effects as Joel went through. That's just one additional way to keep this technique a little more engaging. Now I'm going to get into a little bit more of an advanced process with this next technique. So when your subject has engaging or useful information to convey during what you would have just created a time lapse for, one thing that I like to do is to keep that information in the actual video. The way we do this is we go through and we unlink our video from our audio, which again is to select it, right click it, and then click unlink. Now bring up the blade tool by hitting the C key and just cut around what you think would be useful information to keep in the video. Once you hit the V key to change back to the select tool, you can just go ahead and delete the other audio by clicking on it, and then just click on everything that you don't need and delete it. Now generally what I will do is I will actually take up all the audio clips that I want in the video and butt them up together. I just drag them next to each other, and then I'll hit the R key for the rate tool, and then just bring that back down to about the same size as that audio. Sometimes the audio matches up perfect when I do this. Most times it does not, however. So I'll switch back over to the select tool. And I know that in the actual video, I ended up needing about 250.95%. And I got rid of some of the excess stuff here. Just in order to save time, we'll just go ahead and delete this and use the actual clips that I used from the video. Okay, and what I'll do here, just to kind of give you an example, I'll set these to the side here and bring them in. Play this time lapse.
All right, and then I wonder if I can just...
And then we use this one.
I'm gonna spray these real quick. I will use the runny stuff to put it down the side.
Okay, and upcoming here we have a spot where Joel actually uses the spray again, and he sprays that. And I know I have that sound effect selected, so I'm gonna go ahead and use the left and right key to kind of position where I want to make a cut. Again, I'm hitting the C key to bring up the blade tool, and I'm making a cut here, so I know that he's spraying with the spray bottle right here. And we'll bring this over.
And then I go.
So right there is the spray. I've already made a cut where that is. I've used the plus key to zoom in. And we're going to line up those two.
And then I go.
Cuts, so that we see the spray exactly when the spray happens. Perfect. Now he did use that spray elsewhere, I believe, further back, so I can actually, because I've cut around the spray, I can put that in there if I wanted to, right here. Now what I'll do is I'll hold the Alt key and I'll drag this so that it makes a copy.
Spray these real quick. I will.
And we'll play that again.
I'm gonna spray these real quick.
And then I could go through and show you how I lined everything else up, but I think you kind of get the gist. We'll go ahead and do that, and we'll come back over to the original.
All right, and then I wonder if I can just, I'm gonna spray these real quick. I will use the runny stuff.
And that adds just a little bit more authenticity to what you're trying to do. And that's it. I hope you found this useful. If there's anything else that you'd like to know, or if I went too fast in the video, or if there are any other techniques that I've done in Joel's videos that you'd like to see a tutorial for, just let me know down in the comments.
Well, that was awesome. A really big thanks to my editor, my brother from another mother, my friend Sean Connolly, for putting that together. If you made it all the way through and you found that interesting, Sean would love to be able to teach more aspects of how he actually produces the content of the footage that I give him for the 3D Printing Nerd channel. And if that's something of interest to you, please leave a comment down below and let me and Sean know kind of the procedures and processes you'd like to see. If you want to learn more about the proxy workflow we've employed so that I can film and he can edit when he's thousands of miles away, let us know. If the time-lapse stuff is something you want to see, or just even the simple nonlinear editing, taking footage and overlaying it, or using 2 camera angles and syncing that up, it's all fair game. I really love that Sean is extremely talented in being able to do this. So if there's something of interest to you, leave a comment down below, let us know what you'd like to see, and then if there's enough interest, Sean can put together another technical know-how video. Beyond that though, again, a big thanks to Sean for putting that together. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel if you're not, to see more cool videos like what Sean has produced. Ring that bell to be notified of when cool new stuff is uploaded to the channel. Big thanks to everybody that supports me via Patreon and YouTube Red and for letting the ads play. And Patreon funds are what allow me to hire Sean to edit the videos. So I especially appreciate my patrons because they allow the content to be much better. Hey, you know what? Beyond that, don't forget to hug each other more because, well, I love you guys. As always, high five.